I just started rambling, and what I summed up about my ramblings is that purpose is so very simple. It is so very simple. I, when I was introduced to this word in my young childhood, it was presented to me with such this big, magnanimous weight attached to it. It was this overarching thing that was supposed to provide life with drive and motion and direction. And it was giving this all consuming responsibility over myself. Oh my God, you must find your purpose. What is your purpose? Start with finding your purpose. And I'm not saying that's not a good idea. Start with finding your purpose. But the kind of pressure around purpose, what it is, just seems so silly to me as someone who has been able to find her purpose. I was like, oh, it was not all of this overcomplicated, deeply orchestrated stuff that it was presented to me with time and time again by various people from various sources. It's actually so very simple. And for me, purpose is an emotion, it's not an action. My purpose is I want to feel X emotion often. I want to feel X emotion readily. I want to feel X emotion consistently. Or I want to be able to navigate my way back to X emotion. When it became about an emotion, it became so much more simpler to live in my purpose, because what ended up being revealed to me through time, through effort, through practice was there's so many ways to achieve the emotion. My purpose is joy. It's so simple. My purpose is to experience joy throughout my life, time and time and time again. To go from it and to return to it, to return to joy time and time and time again. And to be able to live in my joy while doing as little harm as possible to myself and to others. That's it. Joy, joyful living with little harm done. That's fucking it. And I ended up getting to that answer by sitting with myself and analyzing myself and my life up until that point and all of the different things that I had felt a spark of energy, a flame of energy about, all of the things I had done that felt really good to me. And I was like, yeah, I could do this for some time, and I can do this for some time. I can spend a long time doing this. And at the center of all of that was joy. I could enjoy myself living a life doing this, living a life serving to this, living a life working towards this. And it was like, oh, it's just joy. If I just make it about joy, then I don't fret and stress and ache and yearn so strongly for an action, because there are multiple ways to act something out to fill out the emotion of joy. And maybe people are destined and predetermined to experience another type of emotion in their life that's strongly just this returning theme in their life, this returning symbol in their life. Maybe your emotion isn't joy, maybe it's something else. But I assure you that most people's emotion isn't pain. You should not be suffering this fucking hard. You should not be in this much distress. about your purpose and determining what it is. Like, I mean, seriously, the way people will just be like, I granted, I have not looked in many years now at anyone's advice about how to find your purpose. But when I was looking at that shit, girl, why is there so many steps? Why are there so many fucking steps? Why are there so many fucking questions? It's not that deep, the answer actually. The answer is very simple. And for me the answer is joy. My purpose is joy. So I just was thinking about that. About the way people feel like, oh my gosh, I am wasting time if I am not operating in my purpose. Little do you know, you've likely been operating in your purpose this entire time. You just haven't recognized it. Because you're so focused on that purpose looking like a specific thing in order for it to be your purpose. And if you pivoted the framework and said, let it feel like a specific thing, you'll realize there's so many ways to achieve your purpose. And it will lighten that burden that you feel, that pressure that you feel to have accomplished some type of milestone. Because A, you would have accomplished it. And B, you'll realize like there's so much freedom and opportunity available to you to actually live in your purpose. There's so many ways to do that. And if you're someone who isn't comfortable with having multiple options and exploring those different options and letting those different options just exist as a multitude of different options you can go to and come back from and come back to and leave and da 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 da, that is a conversation for a different day. The abundance of what your purpose offers you. But if you're struggling with finding your purpose, I dare you to try focusing on your purpose being a feeling and ask yourself, what can I feel in my life over the span of it? Let's say you live to be 80 years old. What can I feel for 80 years on and off, return to time and time and time again, rely on being something that is just a part of my existence? And I would appreciate that being the emotion. That just simplified your search. That just simplified your search right there. Because what's going to come to mind is so many different action items, so many different lives and paths you can walk down. And none of them are wrong. They're all just options. They're all just options to you feeling the emotion, creating the emotion, curating the emotion, containing the emotion, holding space for the emotion, sustaining the emotion. It can be love. It can be joy. It can be ease. It can be peace. It can be pain. Shit, it can be fucking pain. Maybe that's your fucking answer. I don't know. Ask your fucking spirit. That's who you really gotta ask that question to. But if you're struggling with finding purpose, I would love for you to try that and see what comes up instead. Because I genuinely do not believe that purpose has to be a complicated answer. It could all be so simple, baby. So yeah, hit me back. Let me know if that helped you, if that radicalized your worldview, if that lightened your load and eased your worries in any way.